Good morning. My name is Reverend Annie Batchelder, and this is the live channeling on bringing forth soul consciousness on Facebook. It's my Facebook group page, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness, and it's based on my book, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness. And now I'm supposed to be making this reverse. I don't want to do that. There, I'm looking for the thing that allows me to stop mirroring. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that today on this live. It was here. Oh, okay, right. Tools. There we go. Oh, that would be the wrong one. There we go. Oh, thank goodness my friends on Facebook taught me how to stop the mirroring. Got it. Wonderful. Thank you so much. It worked. This is my book, Bringing Forth Soul Consciousness, an Akashic Records Guide to Living a Fulfilled Life. And it's really about learning to live as your soul and be able to access the Akashic Records for whatever information and help you need in living life. You know, we all need a little help here and there, only a couple times a day in my world. Um, and being able to access the Akashic Records and your masters, teachers, and loved ones in your Akashic Records is a wonderful way to get some help. All right, I'm waiting for some of these people to okay, we can go back to whatever. How do we get back? Okay, great. Good morning, Teresa. You know, you're one of the ones who helped me fix my electronics here. I'm gonna go back to my Facebook group page. Do da do da. Here we are, and see what we got. And whoever is watching, please do say hello. I love talking with you. I love knowing that you're here. And I'm looking for who's got a question. I love to answer questions. Good morning, good day, Stephanie. Good morning, Shannon Altman Hood. Good morning, Teresa. Good morning, David Greast. David Greast recognizes this space. I'm at my summer place called, we call it Batchwick, and it's built by the Batchelder family and the Wicks family. So we have Batchwick here, and it's up in Napa, and you can see out there on the hills how green it is. And oh, what a glorious thing. The Puda Creek runs in front of this property down at the bottom of the slope, and it is full. Of course, we have a nice high lake level at Lake Berryessa, and Puda Creek is one of the water sources that fills Lake Berryessa. It's probably one of the main ones that fills Lake Berryessa, and this is pretty remarkable that it's full again. I'm so pleased with that. You know, means drought is over, and we have refilled the coffers here in California anyway. I think even the aquifers have gotten enough water, so that's really healthy. Um, so I am, let's see, okay, Stephanie Ansley Miller wants me to say, what was your perspective on the totality eclipse? It was super powerful to me. Felt my chakras getting cleansed and cleared, other stuff too. Okay. I'm bringing in the Akashic beings of light. Greetings and welcome. Well, we are all here for your benefit. We are the Akashic beings of light. We are also joined by Anubis and the great creatress. The great creatress is always overseeing our activities, and we oversee your activities in the Akashic Records. When you open the records based on the Akashic Records prayer that we have given Annie. So, the perspective of the total eclipse is much is being made of this. And it was an energetic moment, not only because of the eclipse, but because of the powerful lineup of about five, planets, all in line with the Earth, the moon, the sun, the eclipse, and planets on behind the eclipse and planets on the other end of the eclipse, if you're looking at them, all stretched out in a long line and all being on the same plane astrologically. And so this is energy of the collective, and the numerous influences that were empowered during those moments. And for a little bit of the time prior, about 24 hours prior and about 24 hours afterwards, well, everything was still holding that strength of lineup. The eclipse itself may have only lasted 4 minutes, but the effect was a buildup and a completion over time. And many astrologers, which Annie is not an astrologer, say that the effect of eclipses is about a 6-month prior and a 6-month after effect. So these are ongoing. And when you are looking at the effect of multiple planets and multiple influences, it is like playing 3D chess. You've got to see these different levels, these different chessboards, all in action at the same time. And one movement on one chessboard and another movement on another chessboard and another movement of a piece on a chessboard, they all impact each other and change the structure of the energy and the flow of the energy. In which case, we advise flexibility, because this is going on and it is complex and it is difficult for the mind to hold 5 or 6 planes of consciousness or sources of consciousness at any given time. It complicates things for the human mind. Anyway, what is available and what has transpired is a lot of freedom. When we looked at the eclipse last week, it was mostly about shedding the things that no longer applied to you and releasing old energies and old impacts and old memories and old stationary things that had been functioning in your life as points of reference or focus that you have been using to stabilize or establish the identity called me. And when you let go of those, you have the identity called you in a macrocosm of moving energy connected to other energies, more or less, depending on the connection. And as you embody your soul's light, you are connected with the great creatress and the all that is. And that is your central focus. And that is your ground of being. That is what holds you, in a sense, steady in your own orbit, because you are orbiting in a way as you change and shift and grow and evolve in your physicality and in your personality and at the soul level, and as you are relating to all that is evolving and changing around you. So it is important that you realize that the station that you now occupy, the space that you now occupy as a soul infused body here on earth, is not only just the space reserved only for you, the energy formatting that you and your soul are. It's reserved for you, but your connection and your relationship to all these other influences shifts and changes as well. And so, yes, much has been released. At the time of the eclipse itself, we were doing a reading for a client and programming in many new perspectives that were enhanced, working with the energy and bringing in new energy in a way that enhanced the client. And the imagery was very, very clear. And the shifts were easy to settle into, to acquire, to invest the human self and personality into. There you go. And so, as we said, we recommend flexibility because things are always changing. It's not just night to day, winter to spring, spring to summer. It's not just that your Mercury is in retrograde, but all these other influences are happening at the same time. They're all going on, and you're all being somewhat influenced by them. But if you focus on that light or embodying your soul's light and consciousness, then you stabilize yourself in this energy that you are. And allow all the other things to be in flux around you. It almost makes it as if the universe is circulating around you, but you are steady in the embodiment of your soul's light and consciousness. And it feels a little more smooth, a little easier. I'm glad you like that, Stephanie Ansley Miller. And such good questions always. Let me just look also at, you're often saying that the energy is moving fast or faster these days. And it is true, it is. But what is also moving fast and faster as you go along is your ability to perceive the energy and your relationship in it and to it, and how you want to interact with that particular energy. Is it an energy that you harmonize with, that you belong to, that resonates with your being? Is it an energy that adds to who you are, or is it an energy that takes away from you or draws your focus into more mundane things or drama or unnecessary pulls on your attention? And as you fully embody your soul's light and the consciousness of your soul, you can stay in a more steady state with more emotional flow and more mental fluidity. And that's the game. That's the game. Non-attachment. Always a beneficial thing. We're I'm looking at the computer, looking to see if there are new questions, and I always have to refresh things, working with the technology here as we go along. Glad you think these are good points. As you open to your soul, even today, you may be feeling awareness of how vast your soul can be. Sometimes you think of yourselves as small and almost at the level of particulate matter. But if you are aware of your soul, you're experiencing your soul on a greater and greater field of consciousness. And you're experiencing your soul consciousness as a greater and greater field of consciousness to which you can expand and explore and utilize to travel around this grand universe or series of universes and galaxies and arenas that are available. And there are other Earths, similar but not exact to the planet you are used to. But there are other planets of similar environments. Stephanie says, I did see an image of a giant pancake flipping over prior to the eclipse. Any insights for that image within Texas? Well, the flipping was the shift as the moon completely blocked the sun with a ring of light around it. And the energy that you perceived as the flipping was the change, the options that became available to a great many people. Not just in the environs of Texas, but literally worldwide. There you go. And to conceive of that is to expand your consciousness to a worldwide level so that you are embracing the entire planet. Shifting and holding this entire beautiful planet and the consciousness of humanity and the magnanimousness of that level of flip in perspective. Many, many doors of perception were opened at that moment. And you will begin to see the results of that shift in consciousness as we progress along through this year. This is a lot of what 2024 is about, is opening to the shifts in consciousness and being aware of all the perspectives available. And not necessarily being attached to a single perspective, however, not giving up the perfect fit of your soul's light and consciousness within you as a human, within each of you as humans. We're directing this message to all of you. The attention is being drawn to the card that was pulled this morning. This says, happiness is my birthright. As a mantra, it's a wonderful thing. Happiness is my birthright. And as you holding the consciousness of a great number of humans, and those especially who were most affected by this eclipse, sense all of those humans embracing happiness is my birthright. And happiness is more a string of experiences, of moments of joy strung together to create an hour, a day, a week, a month, a year, a lifetime, where the overall tone is happiness, where the overall sensation in your evaluating mind would say, oh, I'm so happy. I'm happy about that. I'm happy with this. I'm happy as this is happening to me and in me and with me. And I'm happy that I get to participate in this life, this arrangement, this format generated by my soul self in agreement with all those other souls. In agreement and with all those other souls that you have chosen to participate with, and even with all those souls with whom you, in your greater and more expanded moments, extend healing to. Let that love, that healing love, acceptance, joy, happiness, harmony radiate out from your heart, your spiritual heart, to all those who are reaching for that, in need of that. There you go. And as if all of those consciousnesses that flipped and became open doors of consciousness, the doors of perception, the doors of open consciousness, expanding consciousness, the ability to step into the light of consciousness. As all of those flipped open, along with your own, you invite those changes and that harmony and that love that is available to radiate out from you to all the other people on the planet. You become a vessel, a channel, a conduit for that love and energy to be expanded and transmitted to many, many others. And if you have a great amount of light and you have extra, place it on the flower of life grid work that surrounds the planet Earth. Annie used to see the grid work around the planet as a bunch of squares, a very, oh, we had an audio disruption. Oopsie. Oh, Okay. I don't know if you are going to receive this. We had an audio disruption up here, so I don't know if it was the caller calling in on my phone in the middle of our transmission or if it was something else. But as you open and flip to this light and expand your consciousness and add your excess light to the flower of life pattern. And Annie used to see the grid work around the earth as more of a square, boxy, straight lines. And then in the last few years, it's become the flower of life, imprinting those lines, curving and connecting and uniting and moving, never holding still. That's the light pattern that surrounds planet Earth. And as you add your extra light to that, that helps you. So I'm trying to connect again with all of you. I'm not sure that you will understand, and I'm back on here. And I am back on, but you probably, that must be the end of today's activity. So in honor of all those who tuned in earlier, we are so grateful and so thankful. And we are so grateful and so thankful to those who see this on YouTube, as well as on Facebook, for your participation now and in the future. May all time be on your side and benefit you. Blessings, everyone. Thank you. Well, have a great day. Thanks for putting up with the eccentricities of electronics. Bye.